Okay, so here is part 2 of blog 8. I just shared an incredible story about one of my students, T is what I'm calling her, how she overcame the stigma that was set on her, how certain people, even people in the educational system, were not supportive of her being a high school graduate. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but it is a reality in the school system that certain kids are expected to achieve and perform and excel. And T did this, and her work was so impeccable that I used it as an exemplar to motivate my other students. And even though T started out having difficulty building social relationships with her friends and peers, she was able to get past that, and she had a lot of friends because they wanted her to help them with their essays and things like that. So now I'm here to tell you the takeaways that I learned from T's story. Number 1, IEPs, Individualized Education Plans, or ILPs, Individualized Learning Plans, state the struggle of a student. It does not dictate what a student cannot achieve. Understand the difference between struggle and cannot. Those words are not interchangeable. Number 2, IEPs or ILPs are past tense. They document the past, how people, the observer, has experienced them before, but it does not reflect the active, growing, evolving, ever-changing characteristics of the student. IEPs are not a lifelong sentence. Just because at one point or another you have struggled with something doesn't mean that you will always struggle. That's where the pushing and the coaching comes in. Okay, number 3, IEPs or ILPs document observed behaviors. And really, how the IEP is written is in the eye of the writer, whoever composes it. And students' behavior cannot just be boxed into one environment and then translated over every aspect of their life, because in the context of a doctor's office or a classroom or wherever that student is observed, they may not necessarily perform like that in a different environment. So it's environment restricted. Also, it's important to note that sometimes it includes self-reported behaviors. Now, kids are very impressionable, and they're merely going to say about themselves what they have heard an adult say about them. If an adult has told that kid that they're great and they're wonderful, they will call themselves great and wonderful. If an adult has said that the child is terrible, won't amount to anything, whatever, that child is going to say that about themselves. So that, hey, ding, ding, ding. Number 4, students with IEPs or ILPs can progress and perform to standard with gentle pushing and patience. If you can remember the point I made in blog 2 about simply asking, what can I do for you? What can I help you with? How can I get you started? What do you need from me to help you? And that's that gentle push. So instead of me yelling and yapping, sit down, do your work, be quiet. It's how can I help you? And it's funny because it even got to the point where my students would mock me and they would say, oh my goodness, here comes Miss Richardson. Let me go ahead and do my work because I know she's going to ask me, do I need anything? And they would tap their classmate on the shoulder and they would say, this how she do, y'all. Do you need anything? Can I help you? And they would all start laughing. And I would too because, okay, they got my point. My point was gotten, and you shouldn't take yourself so seriously that you can't laugh. You can't laugh. Laughter adds to the joy of learning. So, keep that in mind. Number 5, don't assume that the IEP or ILP tells you everything that you need to know about the student. There is so much more to the child than what is surmised on paper. Now, IEPs are just like a worksheet of sorts, and they have boxes, and the information about the child is in a box like this. So it may be like 3 or 4 type lines about the child's academic progress and things like that. Now think about it. Can your whole life be summed up in a box this big? Come on now. So that's not everything that you need to know about a person. It's no way. So, like I said, I really made great effort to get to know my students despite what was written on a piece of paper. And again, the IEP is written in the eyes of whoever did the observation. So we want to be mindful of that. Number 6, students with IEPs or ILPs are aware of their differences. And as a teacher, you want to make them feel included. That's what inclusive means. That everybody feels like they have a place. Everybody feels welcome. Everybody feels supported. Everyone feels that they are valued and that they matter and that they have something to contribute. And yes, every person does. And as a teacher, it is our job to help students find out what their value is and direct them and guide them in that way. Because we all in life have challenges to overcome. It may not be a physical or intellectual disability, but something has happened and, it's a barrier to get over. So at the same time, we want to, no matter what our stories are, we want to create an environment within the classroom where everybody feels appreciated and supported. With that being said, I'm going to tie this part on. Choose lesson plans that inspire and encourage perseverance. One of my favorite stories to teach was the Helen Keller story. It's awesome. It's amazing, that stage play. My students loved it. They really gravitated to the struggle that was going on in Helen's life and how she overcame it. It's been a winner every time. And the last point that I would like to make concerning the lesson I learned, number 7, teach with empathy and not sympathy. Life is hard, as we know, but not teaching a kid because they have documented struggles is unacceptable. We cannot do that. And we can't make excuses for not trying, because that was my thing in my classroom. I don't accept not trying. Now, like I said earlier, if you try and put something down and I can acknowledge your effort, I can push you to the next level. But all that just giving away grades and just settling, I don't do that. I don't. So, with that being said, I'm so grateful and so thankful that you are following me and bearing with me and watching. And don't forget to come back next week for blog number 9, Equitable Behavior Tiers for students that they just won't. I know you heard a lot about, well, Miss Richardson, if you're not supposed to tell them be quiet, then what do you say? And you keep saying don't assume that they're choosing to misbehave and things like that. Well, yes, I did say that. And for the children who do not respond to that, there's another level to it. So come back next week for the next blog number 9, and I will clarify that for those students that just won't. So, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to chatting with you again very soon. Bye.